Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Lights Out League Racing. We are hosting the Max Verstappen Division Season 3, Race 7 at the Jeddah Corniche Circuit in Saudi Arabia, located next to the Red Sea on the 30-kilometre Corniche Coastal Resort. And good to be back. Missed quite a few weeks of hosting this league, and a lot's gone on since we've last been here. And yeah, I think they're just in the garage with those wets on. If they might even just do a lap, and they wanted to do a lap just to get themselves a time on the board. And then I know for me, I always go a slower first lap, so I've got a delta to work to. Yeah, they'll be on fire by turn 13. Good evening, Callum. Nice to see you, matey. Yeah, it's been a while since I've watched these guys, and it's good to have 17 drivers on the grid tonight. As we've headed into the brand new year, the months are dropping by before the new game launch, and drivers do tend to drop out as well, but it's good to see 17 on the grid. And first one on the grid of this full qualifying session is Remy Gamer, as he comes around the final corner, opens up to DRS to start the first hot lap of the session, which we'll talk you through. So DRS is open, and you want to head down to turn 1 as far right as possible and turn tight into the entry, closing up the exit of turn 2. Avoid the curve on turn 2, as you're prone to grip loss and oversteer and end up hitting the wall. Foot down as you head round to turn 4. A blind left-hander, you want to go as close as you dare to the wall. Avoid the curve of turn 5, just touch with the right wheels and it's flat out through turn 6 to 8. Another turn 9, right blind hander here, where you've got to avoid the wall. Turn 10 and 11. There's a lot of people that will go wide and invalidate. Turn 13, a Tom Bank camber corner. Stay inside, that's where the grip is, as you want to open up the exit. Navigate these couple of corners as we head round to turn 16. Another blind right-hander. You've got to be fast, got to be brave. Look, clip of the wall. Turn 17, stay on the inside, help the rotation. And then it's a case of opening up that throttle. DRS will open in a second. Minimise the distance as you head down to turn 22. The final quick blind corner. Left-hander. Here we go, and you want to avoid going wide on the exit again, otherwise you will plant into the wall. Final DRS, the penultimate DRS of the lap, as we head down to the final corner, turn 27, where you want to skim the apex. He touches the apex too much, that would have lost him a couple of tenths. Few tenths there, at least half a second. Throttle down. DRS open as we cross the line, renegating from 135. That will be beaten. I'm predicting probably a high 128, if I am not mistaken. We'll jump on with Ajay in the Kick Sauber as he comes around the final corner to finish his first flying lap of this session. This, of course, is, like I said, is full qualifying. And we will be losing 2 drivers out of this session as Ajay goes to 134. One or two drivers going out on the medium, setting themselves a time. Of course, you tyres you save in qualifying you can use in the lap in the race. As Callum did say, Tasty Sprague does a lap on those wets. And he's a little bit down on time. As Saka Shit in the Red Bull to 29.1 and sets an early marker of what people are aiming for. So look who's on the hot lap. EU and NXR are both invalidated. I think Marty's the next one coming around on his hot lap. Let's hope he's not impeded, and car gets out of the way quite a lot. Good awareness there. Marty, of course, is part of the McLaren duo with Gio. currently leading the Constructors' Championship on 104 points. This comes around the final sector. And it'll be a good basis to see what kind of pace we're going to get. Marty doing a lap here on the mediums. Crosses the line and goes provisional P2 with a 31. So a whole second off Sakasaz. It shows good pace from him. Space is invalidated as well. So we'll keep an eye on Noodles. He's the current championship holder. Currently second in the Drivers' Championship. Joint on points with MFR Amigo in the Ferrari. Came second as well last week at China. So he's currently on good form. And you'd probably say he's on par with Marty on these mediums. Both going on the same strategy for now. Crosses the line and 1:33.4, so he's lost quite a bit of time during that first hot lap. Staying with the EU division here. No relation to Joy division. Love will tear us apart again. Hello Phil Skills, good evening. He's just joined us as part of Quali 1. And EU Vision coming to cross the line. And currently P6 with 1:35. So a good banker lap from him. And space on Hayes. Oh, I bet he's high. He's on the weed. Oh, he's managed to get up to P7 for now, 30.6. I'd be happy with that. Chessbowl getting his first flying lap on a 1:39. And we've lost Sakasaz. I think he's calling it a day for now, saving himself some tyres. He's got a whole second on the rest of the field. As Marisnello goes to 30.1 in the Williams. And you'd like to think those on the early 30s will probably be safe, like I said. Yeah, P7 now, Remy. You're dropping like a horse panties on a Friday night. We have to keep an eye. 9 minutes to go. There's still 4 drivers set a time. NXR and the Haas. Just drifted. Oh, what happened to that Ferrari? That Ferrari. Who was that? It wasn't Amigo. That was Chespo. It looked like it was going flying into the wall. He managed to keep it out of the wall. What's he do? What's he? I think he's... I don't know what he's doing. I thought he was going to absolutely plant it. Speed into the wall is NXR coming around the final corner. Nice and smooth exit. Doing his first flying lap. And he's up to P11, 1:37. I always get shaky hands. Normally on my second run, because it's the one where I feel like I've got most pressure. As I said, I always do a little bit of a slower lap on my first one, just to get a banker in, and then I push as hard as I can from the second one. And I always want to get a really good lap in, and then it takes the pressure off that final one. So Amigo looks like he's a little bit slow. Yeah, he's not pelting it round there, so he must have made a mistake somewhere. Is he going to be diving in to change his tyres? So currently, Wesley It's the Wesley race. I don't see race. Equality. And Beast Modus currently on his outlap in the second. McLaren filling in for Gio. Dragon Tears. Is that from the eyes or the penis? This is teammate. Gets well out of the way for him. Dragon Tears currently P6. And like I said, it's just to get through to quali 2. Top 15. DRS is open as he just finishes. Comes to the end of sector 2. Coming around turn 22. And he's just under 6/10 up on his time. And that will get him up to P2 for now. I think a lot of drivers have currently been sandbagging. I think Sakasaz went full on straight away. It's paid him dividends because it saves him some tyres for later. Crosses the line and goes P3, so lost a little bit of time in that final sector. And hasn't managed to quite eclipse Maranello. But it's a good time, and there's one of 3 now in the 29s. That's Beast Mode coming around the final corner and set his first flying lap of the session. We're just under 6 minutes to go. Gets off to P14, that could be enough. Tasty Spray, of course, set his time on the wets. It's showing 6 seconds up. He's still got his final sector to navigate. Marty gets himself up to P3 with a 29.6, so quite a few getting into these 29s now, showing their real pace. Tasty Spray 133, I think that'll be enough. I think there's more time to find people like Geordie and Amigo. He needs to find time. Current championship leader. A joint. I tell you who does love a joint. Space on Hayes. He loves the ganja. DRS open. He's going a bit quicker around here now than he was last time we saw him. He opens up the throttle, good exit. DRS pinging open. You've got mail. And goes P2, 29.5, just ahead of Maranello. So Maranello, some really, really good pace on show from him today. When I've previously seen him, he's very much at most middle of the pack, so going strong for now. As Wesley's doing a run on the mediums. Are you mad, man? If you don't beat someone's time, you're out. If he gets knocked out because he's done a run on mediums, for the rest of the race he's getting called Duncan Valentine. I'm out. He's coming round, make or break for him. It's going to be tight. It'll be 30.6. Has he done it though? 3.5 minutes to go. Some drivers out quite early. I believe it's the last minute. It is quite tight track though, so you want as many opportunities as Chess Bowl. Loses it coming out of turn 10 at 9 and 10 and ends up into the wall. He's not going to improve in his time, so he's going to be under threat from Geordie, who's just come round turn 23. He needs to beat his time. Otherwise he's going to be in danger of being knocked out. Crosses the line and does not improve. Has he got enough fuel in his car to do a warm down lap? And he's blocking the Williams behind. And I think Roy was on a hot lap then. I don't think he'll be happy. Currently P6, I think he'll be safe anyway. But you don't want to be... The last thing you want to do is see wings in front of you. George had the awareness of Stevie Wonder then. I think he lost some time on there. Oh, nearly lost it coming out of turn 17. His car went that violent, it ghosted. Just like all the girls on Tinder. Space and Hayes. Half a second up. That Haas needs to get out of the way. I think he's just set a time, if I might be right. We'll see as he comes at the end of sector 1. Yeah, I think he's just set a time, getting himself to P6. As Remy was mentioned in the chat, is now down to P10. I think he'll be safe though. But he's going out to do a hot lap just to be safe. And Geordie's out. He's retired, so that's him done. And he's out in quali 1. He will be starting highest P16. Amigos call it a day as well. He's through. Great lap from EU Division up to P5. 29.7. He's got himself up to P7 as well, so all these drivers are through. And Beast Motors out as well, he's still in the pits. So everyone is through, everyone might as well retire and call it a day. And we move on up. Get on up. Everyone might as well retire now, come on lads. Awareness. Clan drives in. Roy's down anyway. Muriel's down anyway. Dragon Tears down anyway. E Division, you might as well just leave the session, guys. Let's go. Let's go. It's quite a new track, Jeddah. It's first race in 2021. And it's very mixed between drivers I speak to and whether they enjoy it a lot. If you are quite confident driver, then you do love this track. It's a quick track. It's got the most corners on the calendar with 27. Thanks, Marty. Nice to see your name again. That's just the first quali session, Cal. We've got 2 more to go. This is just to get through to quali 2. And I will take a slurp because I'll be doing a lot more talking than normal. That's Dragon Tears. Just for the fun of it, takes the fastest. Yeah, they're. I don't think there's many that's as quick as you, but there's definitely more time to find. And Dragon Tears pulling time out the bag there, getting himself on top of the list for quali 1, showing some secret pace. Sakasaz just doing that one run really, and that was enough. Amigo, yeah. He's not Duncan Valentine then. He that could have been his new nickname. Sakasaz is officially Saka shit though. I've commentated on him before, and that's his official name. Unfortunately, Geordie and Beast Modus not quite making it, not quite making out the 31s either. And we've lost them. And we move on to Quali 2. As mentioned to me somebody earlier on today, you've got to have a brew when you're driving. That's why we need a break in between. I need a brew. Because I'm not driving. No drink driving. So we are here, 15-minute session in Quali 2. Will we see anybody throw a time into the mix? Were they sandbagging in Quali 1 just to get through? Testing one or two little things out? Of course, their setups. I'm putting it in my body system. And I don't do a drink tea, I'm a coffee guy. Tasty spray going out. On the inters, setting himself a banker lap. Oh, it was held, yeah. Yeah. You know this stuff. You're probably a bit older than me as well. These kids, these 14-year-olds, spunk their life on sweating. They won't know the history. So Tasty spray doing another banker lap. Him and Noodles doing well in the constructors, only 5 points off the top, so plenty to play for. It's 3 races after this, so of season 3. It's anybody's game. I don't want to do a watch along with somebody on Inters. It'll make my eyes screen. But we'll do another hot lap with Marisnello in the Williams. Had a good first session in Quali 1. And let's see how he's doing. See what lines he takes as we do another hot lap to open up Quali 2. So Marinello's heading down to turn 1. Where it's really easy to validate if you turn in too early. Took that turn 1 too wide, which compromises exit on turn 2. He can go too wide on turn 2 and invalidate, so keep it away from the wall. Blind corner of turn 4, and don't rail your car on turn 5. You'll be hitting the wall flat out as you navigate with his S-bend. Blind corner of turn 9, and then a quick left turn off turn 10. Again, don't rail your car, otherwise you'll lose a bit of time on the curb. Turn 13, one of the most fun corners of the track. And you go too wide, you get on the dirty part of the track and lose plenty of time. As we head round to turn 16, well, seeing 1 or 2 wheels go flying off into the wall, and we almost saw Testball go into the wall before turning. Open up that DRS as we come into the end of sector 2, and a quick turn split to the wheel of turn 22, where Team Bullring again gets a left off there. Nearly went flying off, and open up that DRS again. I'm going to say far left as possible to minimise the distance of the track. Taking this one quite comfortable as he turns in late. Very close to the wall, open up that DRS just for the final time of the lap. Crosses the line for the first time and goes with a 29.8. Not as quick as his previous. No, not as quick. No, no. He's got 29.5s, didn't he? So not as quick as his Quali 1 time, but good enough for now. As NXR getting a 1:38. As Tasty Spray was 35.2. So only 5 seconds off on the intermediates from the softs, so not a bad time from him. And Remy Gamer, he's invalidated, so he's got to dive in. Wah, wah. Wow. Jason Hayes invalidated as well, so he's going around to do another hot lap. Sakasaz on his hot lap. Well, he's got his teammate right behind him. There could have been a bit of team play there. If Wesley had any brains about him. 1:29.1, so matching his quali 1 time. Great first flying lap from him. He'll be happy with that, to get that his time on the board early days. Dragging tears of sadness. As RJ, great first flying lap from him with 29.5, so I think he was one that was hiding a bit of pace in quali 1. As Amigo coming around to starting his first flying lap. The division has invalidated his time. We've got Muscades of Noodles coming around the final corner. Don't think this looks like a quick time. There'll be a time on the board. 1:34. We saw quite a few go into the 1:29, so he needs to find a bit more time. We of course lose 5 drivers in this session. The top 10 will make it through. Got the Alpine of Space on Hayes hitting the wall at turn 27, but we'll put a time on the board. I don't think it'll get him that high. Up to P4 for now with a 30 flat, so not too bad. Setting the fastest final sector. Wesley got a little bit of slipstream from his teammate. He'll be thankful for that. He could have maybe reciprocated that on the previous lap and gets himself up to P4 with a 30 flat, 400ths ahead of Space on Hayes. Another great bit of team play there from the Ferrari boys. Amigo getting a bit of slipstream off Chessbowl, and Chessbowl will get one off Amigo now. Amigo on P2. Well, Sakasaz has called it a day as well, but Amigo getting himself at 29.3, so the Marisnello getting even higher up to 29.4. So that time is crunching up to Sakasaz, who's currently looking favourite for a pole. Chessbowls are validated, the divisions are validated. They're going to have to go and change their tyres again. Oh, McCoy. He sounds like a jockey. He's Dutch though. The majority of the guys are Dutch, and he just sound. I just imagine him as being a little Irish guy riding horses. He is, of course, the part of the admin team of the league. Just like the standings and artwork for that. So. Lad, and he's second down, so he's not improving. He's just feeling around. Remy getting out on his first flying lap. Come on, Remy! Remy! Coming around turn 8. Flying corner turn 9. Keeping it within the white lines, a little bit shaky coming out of turn 9 and 10. A 34 flat, his first sector. Quite a long track, this circuit. The third longest on the calendar, behind Spa and Vegas. So we'll only be seeing, I think it's 25 laps for the race, 50% distance. He sets the fastest second sector, unless the game's lying again. Coming round down to the final corner as Marty gets himself up to P4 on the mediums. A good time of that, 29.5 on mediums. So Marty throwing himself into the mix for provisional pole in the next session. As Remy lost a bit of time, 31.8, P11 now. That's not quick enough. He's going to have to go back out and back in again. Right, what can Dragon Tears do? First flying lap. Got the quickest time in the first session. bombing it round the second sector now. As he heads to turn 16. Hello! As he pops round the corner. 3 DRS zones make this one. It helps to make this one of the quickest circuits on the F1 calendar as he drifts round out of that turn 22. It's the second fastest track behind Monza. Cars average about 250 kilometres an hour, and although temporary, it is the fastest street circuit on the calendar. I think that's why a lot of drivers absolutely love this circuit. Got the need for speed, and Dragon Tears has got speed with a 29.138, 100th ahead of Saka Sazin. It's as tight as it was in Quali 1, and we've got 1 or 2 showing their hands now on who is going to be on for pole. Tasty Spray doing their lap on soft, both invalidated. EU division. We'll call him Atlas because he's holding up the world at the moment. And he needs to get a time on the board to have any say. Getting out this bottom 5. .33.0. He needs to get low 30s. I think you've got to potentially get, I think 30 flat is safe. And he's invalidated. He's invalidated. And that won't help his cause. And he needs to get back in and back out sharpish, or he's calling it a day. He's having an early bath. Chest bowl from round 13. He's in the same predicament. He needs to put a time on the board. He won't have a time to do another unless he's got fuel in his car. Unless the division as well has got fuel in his car too. But why would you at this late stage on the soft tyres? Well, coming around the end of sector 2, 102.1. Managed to keep his back end in between the white lines. Unless he hits the wall on this final corner, he's going to get a time on the board. But is it quick enough to get him into the top 10? And enjoying his Rari teammate as he comes down to cross the line, and it's a P12. He's not going to make it through. Chest ball is out. Clan is still in. I don't think we've seen him yet. So Noodles, Chest ball, NXR Clan, Remy Gamer and E Division currently the ones to be knocked out. He got ahead. I think it's Roy. Roy was slightly up on his time, which would see him go up a place to P9. He's on the brink of extinction from Quali 2. Gates, sector 2, and he's almost 4.5, or he's over 4.5 tenths up. Found plenty of time. Currently we'll get him up to P7. Can he find any more? A couple more. Can he squeeze a couple more tenths like a sponge in his final? E Division found some time up to P7. Can Roy join him? He's up to P6. So I think he'll be safe for now. Ajay jumped in the pit, so he's lost some time. Noodle Chest Boy is definitely out. NX Clan will be out. He's still in the pit. Here's the one that's under threat now. And Remy gave a tasty spray. He's on an outlap. It's going to be tight, but I think he'll make it. Mercedes boys currently second in the championship, but they're not showing that championship form right now. Both on the brink of being knocked out. As Noodles has found some time. Exactly the same as Roy, just over 4.5 tenths up, which would get him into the 1:29s, just up to P9, so not completely safe. He comes around the final corner. He needs to get above probably EU division, and he does. I think Noodles will be safe. Remy's 1.8 seconds up as Marty gets himself on the top step of quali 2 for now, 29.0. I think my prediction was right. We may see a high 128s for pole position as Remy's coming around the final corner. He needs to find a bit more time in this final sector and get himself into the top 10. He doesn't. He's lost it. P13 for him. Tasty Spray. 2.5 tenths he needs. And if he makes it, Wesley will be out. Currently behind Space on Hayes, who was too busy smoking the ganja. Wanna get high? Do 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 do. Funky town. Oh, what happened? What happened? And he did make it. Tasty Spray is out. And so Marty pulling up trees, getting himself with a 29 flat and putting himself in contention for pole. Dragon Tears 29.1 alongside Saka Saz. MFR Amigo, I still think he's got a couple of tenths in it. Yeah, you're well up coming out of Sector 2, mate, and yeah, Space Haze, Tasty Spray, Remy, Chessbowl, and NX Clan all knocked out. Yeah, you're well up in time coming out of Sector 2, and it's at turn 22 and 23. I think you lost it then, but bit of practice, bit more practice. Learn going forward. You'll nail it again, as you did on your previous lap. As we head in to quali 3, the third of the qualies, and not all as it seems after quali 1. Who's going to be on pole? Who do you reckon is going to be in pole? Give me a shout. I reckon. Because Marty says he loves my voice, I'm gonna go for Marty. Yeah, races where you get your points. So yeah, and it's always good to start near the back because you avoid, especially on this sort of track, where it's quite tight and it goes top of corners. You want to avoid all that carnage a bit ahead. So a bit further back, you get to manoeuvre around it. I'm going to go for Marty and pole. So yeah, anyone's in the chat, let me know. Who you think's going to be on pole. It's Rory McCoy is currently ahead, and I will have the pleasure of the final hot lap of quali and the quali session. This track currently on the calendar until 2027 while they work on Qadiyah. And if anyone's seen the circuit designs, it's going to be a wild circuit with 21 corners. First one is which is a standout feature of the circuit, is an elevated run up to turn 1. It's 108 metres in the air, which is equivalent to, if you speak American slang, it's about 20 stories. For anyone in the UK, it's basically slightly bigger than Big Ben, so it's quite a high run up to turn 1. Crazy. But should be quite interesting. But I wonder if they'll be alternating the circuits, because this one, it's only been, like I said, it's only been on for a couple of years. It cost $500 million to make, so they're not going to just chuck it in the bin, are they? And speaking of bins, let's hope Roy doesn't bin it as we jump on board with him and do a final hot lap, like I said, as we start this first flying lap of quali 3. Like turn 1 nicely, but turn 2 you want to get a bit more rotation on the exit. Be brave, just clip turn 4, nice and smooth around turn 5, flat out through 6, 7 and 8. Avoid the exit curve of turn 8, and nice turning for turn 9, nice and smooth from Roy. That was a good set of corners from him. As he does the run down to turn 13, as far wide right as possible. Like I said before, you want to hit the inside line of turn 13. You've got a better grip, minimising the track distance as we turn into turn 16. And just clips that turn 17 curve with his left front wheel. Again, the S-bend's minimising the distance. DRS is open. A little bit slipstream for the car ahead. He's should get out of the way. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. He's going to be stuck in that dirty air. Get out of the way. But he's done a bit of a slipstream. Is that his teammate? It's his teammate. It's his teammate. This is good team play here from Maranello. You love to see it. And then Maranello will get that return going down to turn 1. And Roy has a good exit coming out of the final corner, and will cross the line and go to the original pole with a 29.6. I don't think that's going to be quite good enough, and Maranello gets that slipstream, like I said, as Ajay on provisional pole with a 29.2. Wow, he's found a bit of time as well. I don't think that's good enough to get pole quite, but he's going to get him up in the mix near the front. I'd be happy with that. Dragon Tier 29.3, so one of those with the potential run for pole. Not quite close enough. Wesley, P4. Noodles, P5, E-Vision, P6. Not quite quick enough for both of them. Saz is invalidated. He's going to have to go in and get some fresh tyres on. Pushing hard, and he's fucked it. He nailed his first 2 laps of the first 2 sessions, but not this one. Not this time. As Amigo coming around the final sector now. Come on, dog. Move. You're no way. You make a better door than a window. And Amigo looks like he's messed up. He's not going that quick round the final corner. He has messed up. So he's going to have to drive in and go again. The pressure getting to the boys now. Maranello getting a slipstream off his teammate as well. Down the final corner. Look at this play by the Williams boys. I've nearly wet myself with joy. But it's not quite good enough for Maranello. He's messed up on his lap. 34 flat. Here's my boy Marty. What's he going to do? And it is provisional pole with a 28.8. Bam! Mic drop. And first one in the 28 for the whole qualifying session. And that's going to be hard to beat. Hard to beat. Hard to beat. Hard to beat. If anyone likes hard by, I'm sorry. Yeah, damn. Marty Fair is on good form. He's had some good. Whenever I've seen him on some races recently, he's been absolutely nailing it. So, Jesus on the cross. 2 seconds up on his current time. Gets him into 32.4s, but I'm sure he's got plenty of time in this final sector. Be interesting to see what he can do. Joint championship leader. Will he get himself on pole? Can he get himself into the 128s? And he does. 28.6. Woo! I wish I had any speed at all, not just that speed. Maranello flying above his teammate up to P5. E-Division's invalidated, so he's not going to improve in his time. 5 minutes to go. great. I said in the last session, MFR, he's hasn't maximised his speed. It's a bit easier to set a time with only 10 drivers when you've got full qualifying and all 20 drivers on the grid. Busier than the one-armed clown making balloon animals at a child's party. Congested. Even though the track is quite big, you can still trip over each other. As Roy comes to start his second flying lap and potentially his final one. I don't know if you have enough time to get back in again. Come out a little bit early. But it will be a quiet track, like I said. Let's see what he can do. Takes those corners well like he did on his first run. Comes out to the end of sector 1. And we'll see how he's doing. Just over a 10th up, looking good. Still just keeps him behind his teammate for now. Needs to keep. Could have minimised that distance of turn 15 a little bit more. But I'm just being a little bit critical. And get a bit close to the wall. As he comes to the end of sector 2. And he's now over 2.5 tenths off. He's cooking. Getting up to P5 ahead of his teammate. Can he keep this consistent speed and find a little bit more in this final sector? As he comes round to the final corner, he needs a good exit. No lockups now. Nice and smooth. Can he get himself ahead potentially of Dragon Tears? He does. Up to P4 with 29.2. Dragon Tears next on track. Next on track. I don't know what language I was speaking then. Dragon Tears is one of these drivers looking to get himself onto pole. He needs to find a lot of time though. He needs to find good 9 tenths. Don't know if he'll do it though. It's going to be tight. P3, 29.1. Not going to improve. Ajay's invalidated. He's still got time to go around if he's got fuel in his car. That's Noodles. It's P7 with a 29.6, so hasn't improved that much. Marty on his first final lap, sorry. As the Haas gets well out of the way. I love it when drivers have got heads like owls. You can see 360. 1.3 tenths up. And the fastest first sector, Marty is flying. Not enough to get him onto pole yet, but let's see what time he can find on the rest of the lap. Sakasa's coming out on his outlap now. And he'll be looking to upset the party. 3.25 tenths off. That'll be enough to get him onto pole. And it's quicker than I thought it would be. Look at it, mid to low 28s. I think that's still quite slow for Callum watching. As Marty comes and crosses the line and gets himself on provisional pole at 28.583. Fantastic time from him. We've got Wesley. Not Wesley. Dragon Tears going in. Noodles going in. The EU division's invalidated again, so he's not going to improve, and the hit that's him done. High C will be starting his P9. Roy 2/10 up. And he's bringing his teammate along for the ride as well. Roy can get himself up to potentially P3. And he'll be absolutely buzzing if he does. He doesn't improve. And Maranello, so they stay in situ 5 and 6. Wesley just over a 10th up, which should get him up to P7 ahead of Noodles. And his teammate in the background. And Wesley does go up to P7. What can Sakasaz do? Can he spoil the Marty start? He does! 28.469. Pulls that one out of the bag. It's all down to Amigo now. What can he do? P3. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Dragons invalidated. Marty's not going to improve. And right at the death, Sakasaz pulls his out of the bag. Harry Houdini pulls that rabbit out of the hat. It gets himself a 28.469. Woo! As Marty and Amigo match the times with a 5.83. As Marty set his first, so we'll start ahead and on the front row with Sakasaz. Brilliant, brilliant time. Brilliant. Fantastic. Those times tumbled like Gemma Collins on Dancing on Ice. Timber! As Marty gets himself in the pits now. There we go. And this is your top 10 and for the starting grid. Sakasaz on pole with a 28.469. Marty joining on P2 and Amigo P3 on exactly the same time. Dragon Tears P4, Ajay on the third row alongside Roy McCoy, Maranello P7, Wesley P8, Noodles P9, and EU Division rounding off the top 10. But a good shout out to EU Division, getting himself in the top 10. Good showing from him. We of course now will be taking a few minutes break as the drivers do a toilet break, get themselves a brew. Cheeky wank, whatever they want to do, and sort out their strategies for the race. So, as it says, yeah, 8:05 race start, 5 minutes time. I shall see you in a couple of minutes as I sort myself out a fresh brew. Bye! And I'm back, and I'm back, and I'm back, and I'm back. Welcome back, everybody. We are, of course, at Max Verstappen Division, Season 3, Race 7 at Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. I'd like to say, it's a dry race, but we're in the middle of the fucking desert, so the only storm they're going to get is a sandstorm. Darude! No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Everyone will switch off. So now the time. Drivers will be sorting out their strategies, sorting out their tyre strategies, their fuel strategies, and I'd probably go for, it will be a one-stopper. If it was me, I'd probably go hards to mediums. I always like to have that second stint to be the quickest one, where I can just put my foot down. I don't like wasting the tyres, especially on a street circuit, a tight one like this, where you will be following. I know there's 3 DRS zones, but you tend to get blocked behind people for most of the circuit, so I don't like to waste my tyres. And when it opens up a bit more in the second stint, I always put my faster tyres on. And you only want to pit the once. It is a 20.1 second pit stop, so unless the safety car of VSC comes out, it's quite a lot of time to lose. There's, of course, a night race along, that's one of 6 now. Got the Bahrain, Sakir, Abu Dhabi, Vegas, and everyone is ready to go. We're doing a hot lap before we go round and have a look at people's strategies. And everyone's starting on the mediums. There's just a couple of one's throwing a spanner in the works. So Marty doing the alternate strategy on the hard, and an extra clan starting on the softs. And everyone else is going for the rudimentary mediums. It'll be interesting to see how their strategies unfold. It's a 6.1 kilometre anti-clockwise circuit. It's 27 corners, 16 to the left and 11 to the right. As I said, the track with the most corners on the calendar, and the 3rd longest circuit after Spa and Vegas. 3 DRS zones. First one after turn 17 and 18. One after turn 23 and 4, and then one after the final corner. 168 metre run down from pole to turn 1. 100% chance of a safety car, so I think those starting on the mediums and softs, NX Clan's expecting an early safety car. Amigo and Noodles both leading the way in the Drivers' Championship with 79 points. Philippe in 3rd, who isn't with us today, good 22 points behind. And Marty keeping him honest as well in P4. Constructors, McLaren leading the way on 104 points. And Mercedes just 5 points behind. And both championships up for grabs with 4 races to go, including this one. Sakasaz just leading us to the grid slots. Marty joining him on the front row. Amigo P3, Dragon T is P4. Ajay P5, the lone kick Sauber. Williams 6th and 7th. P8 for Wesley. Neil P9 and New Division in the top 10. Space on Hayes, smoking that weed. P11. Tatey Spray. P12. Is it champagne or jizz? P13 for Remy Gamer. Chessbowl 14. NXT Clan in P15. Geordie 16. Haven't seen these guys for ages. And Beast Modus holding up the grid. And we're watching from the back. Maranello disqualifying in his grid slot, which will hamper his race start. Let's hope that Codemasters gives us a decent view of the start. It's not a really good one, but we'll go with it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's lights out and away we go. And it's a fucking shit. There we go. Sakasaz just ahead. Marty squeezed on the inside. End up locking a bit of wheel to Sakasaz. Amigo driving through him. But Marty's got himself up to P1. It's 3 wide going down to turn 4. They're inside each other. And Amigo's got himself up to P2. Dragon Tears just slotting behind Sakasaz. Has Sakasaz got any damage? It doesn't look like it. I think he's just a bit shaken and offline. And he's getting himself settled. No major movers. Ajay's lost a couple of places. And Space on Hayes. Weed in hand. Down 3 spaces to 14. And the guys at the back. Oh, I think a chest bowl is in the wall. First one into the wall. And down to the back of the grid now. Lost an end plate. That won't have helped his race start. He can potentially navigate. Still depends how damaged his wing is. So we might see him have an early pit stop. And try and do hard to the end. But Marty getting himself up to P1 on those hards. We'll try and keep the guys behind him as much as possible. But we're under threat because DRS will get activated on this next lap. And I think once we get into the DRS, there'll be an easy overtake for Amigo. Overtakes will be as easy as like nailing jelly to a tree. He runs down to turn 13, and everyone is now in single file until we hit the DRS zones. Front 5 have broke 3. Marisnello couldn't stick with his teammate. Chest ball and Beast Modus, and has brought out a safety car. Has lost it coming out of turn 8. Lost his wing and hit the wall. It's an early safety car. Which I think it's just too early. Like, it's not going to benefit anybody. As I said, 100% chance of a safety car, and it's happened. Colney Mystic Mag. Where's my crystal ball? Beast Modus will have to pit. Chessbowl will probably pit as well, as he can't turn in. You can still get track limits, even though it's a safety car, lads. If anything, we'll probably see Clan pit. Try and go to hards to the end. The only one he'll majorly benefit. And the EU division hit the wall. Doesn't like his out an end plate. He hasn't. But went a little bit crazy there. Will we see anyone pit? Still quite early days. And as mentioned, Clan does pit. So he does his mandatory pit stop. Geordie's gone in as well, looking to do a jump on hard. Chest bowl going in, and Beast Mode have to go in, so all of them will go onto hard and try and get to the end. I'm glad no one's speeding the pit lane either. Just getting the wing change and the tyre change, so they do all go onto those hards. And they need to stick with the boys in front. Don't fall out of that DRS train. But it does gain them about 20 seconds. And this is another safety car, which there's a high chance there will be. And Marty will lead the safety car restart. We'll probably see. It's going to be tight. If it's going to be this lap, I reckon we'll probably do another lap round. Beast Mode has had the sense of direction. That's a blindfolded Moth. And we'll come out of turn 8 and hit the wall. Don't do that again. As much as we like safety cars, mixing it up a little bit. Seeing one this early is never that fun. As he joins up to the grid, I think it'll be a late call from the safety car. I think we'll be going round again. adjust into places. We'll go around again and do another lap. So this does benefit the hard runners. Trying to go to the end. And like a 3 lap. The question is that because of quality, if anyone's saved a set of socks, so I suspect Marty has, because he did run on mediums, didn't he? They try and do the one stop that you can use to stop. I don't think the mediums will be able to mediums to stop. I'd be surprised. But maybe Marty, if he could do hard to stop. Depends how much the tyre wear is. You suspect with all the corners that are on this track that they'll be quite high. But interesting to see how the strategy unfolds. We'll come around lap 4 of 25. The safety car will be in this lap. Marty will lead us away on his hard tyres. We are currently up to P2. Satisfied is down to P3. Dragon Tears P4. Roy and Marisnello P5 and P6 sticking with each other. Aj 7. Wesley P8. Needles P9. Remy P10. Made up of 2 places. EU down to P11. Chase Spray P12 as you were. Facing Hayes 13. Plan 14. Leading the way are the ones that have currently pit stopped already. Geordie P15. Chessbowl 16. And leaders Keith Moeller, where he deserves, being at the back causing that safety car. And the McLaren boys are the bread in this grid sandwich as the safety car is in. And I think Marty will hold up this pack as much as possible. It's quite a big run down to turn 1. Have to wait for the safety car to go into the pits first. And of course you can't overtake until you get to the timeline. And Marty is holding up, and oh my god, what's going on here? They've concertinaed and loads of cars got a penalty, which is something that hasn't shown up on the grid yet. There we go, it has. As Marty's away, Amigo will try and look, and a bit of a movement there from Marty. Late move in the braking zone. And I don't know what's happened here, but the front 3 have pulled away. E division. Remy caught low. There's just a massive, absolute carnage into turn, I think coming out of turn 1 and 2. Wesley getting ahead of Aj as we're coming round turn 8 to turn 9. These guys need to settle. Dragon Tears is the biggest loser, is in the pits, serving his penalty, which is quite and switch on to the hard tyres, so it's a good call from him. Hasn't lost as much time as he could have, as the cars are all currently bunched up. Tasty Spray getting past Lenny Gaiman on the outside. Turn 14. And up to P11. P10 for him. Remy will try and want to retake the position. DRS won't be activated until the next lap. But I don't know what happened there. Is it Marty speeding and slowing down as he squeezes Amigo on the outside of turn 27, leaving plenty of room? Marisnello and Noodles battling for position. Marisnello still staying ahead, but and Amigo takes the position up to P1 with the aid of DRS. And I think with all that concertina in, the field has opened up a bit. Noodles has to stay behind Adji, taking a look on Wesley. Squeeze on turn 1 and slows down the air division, just bumping into the back of him. And there's a big train behind, going all the way down to space on Hayes. Yeah, generally what happens is people are not paying attention. Dragon Tears jumping in the pits again. As he got damage again as his wing had a wing thing he's retiring. Called it a day. Could have kept going. Could have kept going, my guy. You were well within it. You just should have kept going. You did your pit stop like everyone else still did to stop, so just being a pussy. So Marty still trying to stay with Amigo, stressing that DRS still. Sakasaz has been broken now, P3. Actually right in the rear of Wesley's going to be under threat of the overtake. E-Division keeping them honest as well. As Ajay's looking on the outside, 26. And an easy enough overtake, get himself up to P7. And that's Tasty Spray. He's lost it on turn 27. Final corner. I think it's too many cars trying to fit in a small space. And Noodles has managed to make that overtake up to P5 on Maranello. Noodles keeping himself out of trouble. And Wesley retaking the position. Remy, Division and Ajay trying to go 3 wide into turn 1 and 2. As he used slots behind. There's no way you're going to make the overtake on turn 4. And Amigo getting himself a track limits. Only on lap 7. And Marty's keeping in that DRS for now. And the Division's lost a couple of places. He's gone off on turns 9 and 10. Gone offline, which is hampered his speed coming out the corners. And Geordie and Space says the Alpine drivers capitalising through. Okay, and it's gone up to P10. Pulling Geordie along with him. Making use and sticking with in the DRS on those hard tyres. Everyone else ahead of him still has to stop. So it's currently the I'd say the next leader. We'll see how things unfold. And see how people's paces are. Roy going P4. Geordie, and then it's our clan. As Geordie tries to switch back, coming out of 27. Anyone close enough to make a move. Maranello retakes the position of his compatriot. Back up to P5. Lewis will push him round the rest of Sector 1. Marty's managed to catch up. Has settled a bit and has managed to catch up to Amigo. Are the tyres wearing on these mediums, or has Amigo made a bit of a mistake, or is just Marty's pace that strong? We shall see. And Beast Modus is out, and he's crashed on turn 4. It's another safety car. Bloody hell, Beast Modus. Why are you testing me? And that's another safety car. And this will benefit the medium tyre runners. It will benefit those that have got the penalties. Roy and Maranello with those 10 seconds. It will drop them a few positions. Oh, what would you do if you were on the hards? Would you pit now? Would you pit if you were somebody that has already pit? So someone like Clan and Geordie, would you jump onto the mediums? I think it's quite a bit of a distance. 17 laps. Amigo goes in. Marty carries on. So he's going to hope for another safety car. Sack of shit jumps in as well. Roy goes in. It's difficult you have to make when you're on the hard. Neros is in, Wes is in. I think the Williams boys will double stack, especially with those penalties. Maranello's going to be held up for quite a long time. Ajay's in, Remy's in, Chessball carries on, Clan carries on, Geordie carries on. Everyone else has gone in. And Maranello is going to be the biggest loser. He had to double stack on a 10-second penalty for Roy and then serve his own. And then so he's at the back of the grid, and very, very unfortunate for Maranello. And you don't know how this is going to unfold for Marty. Amigo getting himself out into P2 ahead of Clan. So it's looking very, very good for Amigo. And Marty will be hoping for that third safety car. And Beast Modus just can't drive this track. It's just like he's confused, like a goat on AstroTurf. Couldn't get to grips with it. Ha! Pun, 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 pow! So we're on lap 9 of 25. We've had a second safety car of the race. And Marty will lead us away again. We'll be doing another lap round anyway, as we wait for Maranello to join the pack. And I think everyone will have served their penalties now, so everyone's got one off a track limit. Of course, the night race, like I said earlier. Track lit up by over 2,200 LED luminaire lights. I'd hate to see. Hey! That safety car just invalidated track limits. Give him a warning. I hate to imagine what the track's electricity bill is. Although they probably don't pay for it. Dodgy Middle East country. Free oil. Second one, head down to turn 13. Hard to call who's going to win this. As I said, Amigo's currently favourite. Marty's still yet to stop, and I think it's probably the wrong call starting on the hards, especially because he was the only one. But hindsight's a wonderful thing. You never know how a race is going to unfold, and you can strategise all you want. You've got to play the field. We'll come round turn 22. And it will let us know that the safety car is in this lap. There we go on cue. 15 drivers left. We've lost Beast Modus and Dragon Tears. Beast Modus causing the second safety car and the first one. And Dragon Tears retiring in the pits, and Marshall leads off again for the second time. Now keep it constant. I don't know if the last time you Constantine caused all those penalties. He's gone quite constant round the corner. He hasn't gone yet. Drivers need to be aware of the cars ahead. It's your own fault if you drive in the back of them. And Marty's gone. Amigo's jumped into his slipstream. XR Clan P3. Already up to P4 as well. Great run from him, starting P16. Now he's got Satisfactory Company E Division making an early move. Space Hayes has lost a couple of places. He's caught offline. The LP driver's dropping. And as Jay goes wide, it puts Space Hayes all out of whack, having to avoid him. And he's now lost down to P15 as Maranello makes his way through. Front two have pulled away from NXR. NXR on the inside, Geordie on the outside of 13. He's riding the wall. has managed to make it stiff, and a great drive from him. The Alpine up to P3. So the title says, what was Amigo doing there? Well, that's definitely a penalty. I'm surprised the game didn't get a bigger one. But it's out of DRS from Marty. And Chessbowl got ahead of Roy. Driver going a little bit wide there too. P6, and Roy is out. Hit the wall coming out of turn 22. Just the yellow flag for now, as everyone's gone through. EU up to P7. Side by side with Remy. Just ahead slightly as DRS is now enabled. Side by side down to turn 1. Noodles joining for company. 3 wide going up to turn 1. Noodles slots in behind. And slots ahead, sorry. Remy slots in behind. So Noodles gaining 2 places on the run down to turn 1. Great driving from him. And Daggy Wes. Hayes losing a place to Wes. Red Bull driver up to P13. Roy managed to get a bit of composure. Hasn't really got wing damage. And we'll try and get past these two. He's got a bit more pace than the drivers ahead of him. I won't want to be stuck behind them too long. Amigos managed to get back in the DRS of Marty. Jordy the bottle stuck on Sakashir. He will look to try and get past him on the DRS. It's a tricky DRS zone to get past him. He's forcing his way through. Jordy leaves him enough space to get past him. Great move from Sakashir. Was not a shit move then. Very, very brave. You've got to trust the driver side by side with you, that he's not going to turn into you. And made a late move onto turn 22, and Jordy retakes the position. Back up to P3, side by side again on turn 27. Jordy will have the exit, but have the DRS again going down to turn 1. Clan and Chessbound look on Clan as Amigo up to P1. Sakasaz up to P3. Chessbowl stuck behind as Clan forces his way through, but trying to make the move on Jordy. They'll have to settle still for P5. New division. Side by side with Noodles. Has to drop behind, otherwise he would have lost a wing and a wheel on turn 4. Try and get himself another track limit. You don't want to be doing too many of them or he'll drop down the grid. Marty's just staying within sight of Amigo for now. Marty, of course, that's the pit. On the gearbox of Clan. Bit of a cork in the bottle's getting shaken. We're going 5 wide. Oh, it's going to end up in carnage here. Clan has lost out of oh my god, I don't know what's going to happen. Clan's got a little bit wide, but he's managed to avoid coming back on track. And Tasty Spray has been the one that's lost out, clipping the wall. It was his own fault and no one else's. Doesn't look like he's got any wing damage, but just turned in on 23 too soon. Chessbowl hits the wall and ghosts a little bit. Don't will be doing that too often. Marty getting back up to P1. Chessbowl new division. It's again 4 wide down to turn 1. EU on the inside. Great awareness from those 4. Remy just watching with intent, but you can't be too. He's just got ahead of Clan, and Clan's lost a few places now. Down to now Marty. Another yellow flag, and it's Tasty Spray's lost it again on turn 4. He's not having a good few corners. He's still got his end plates. Marty's getting himself a track limits as well, so that advantage he had on Amigo, he's lost that on penalties. Sakasaz now up to P3 and has dropped Jordy. Jordy's running his own race for a bit for now as Noodles. Everyone's just a bit in a bit of space now. E-Division, the one ahead of the train, up into P6 from P10. Interesting to see how he can continue this consistency. He normally ends up hitting the wall a bit as Ajay gets himself up to P9. Roy up to P12, getting past Wes, who's lost a couple of places with the aid of DRS. Amigo and Marty switching places, and Marty's decided to jump into the pits now. And yeah, he's going to lose a few places now. It's a strategy, just hasn't worked out today. He's going to struggle to get out. High up is good. He will be on the fresher tyres compared to everyone else, but I think he's going to be even behind Tasty. It's going to be tight. Just ahead. Well, at least that's one driver you don't have to get past. But if he wants to win this race, he's going to have to get past 13 drivers. And next on his list is just the Stoner himself, Space on Hayes, 420. The 420th, Space on Hayes. Amigo now can just run his own race. Clan and Roy McCoy being friends, and Clan making the move down to turn 13. You don't see many moves there. And managed to get a better launch off turn 10. But goes a little bit wide there and offline, which will open up Roy with the aid of DRS. Roy having a look on the right hand side. Will he get left space by Clan? DRS is squeezed. He's squeezed. He's squeezed. And Roy has to pull out there. Try and go again. He'll be under threat from Wesley behind him, as Roy's got a slower launch off 23. E-Division and Chess Bowl. A little bit of wheel banging with Roy and NXR. NXR having a look on the inside 27, and he put his nose where it didn't belong. You nosy bastard. And Roy's lost out. And down to 13. Clan should have just slotted behind. And Space and Hayes, the biggest winner. The Alpine driver up to P10. And it's Clan just putting his nose in again, trying to do a switchback. That could be a great move. And it was a great move. Great switchback from Clan. And is that Taster Spray again? No, it's Ajay. Yellow flag for Ajay, down to 15 now. It's getting a bit tight, and people are getting a bit feisty in that middle part of sector 1. Needs to be a bit more of a bit more calm. Everyone's just trying to force it through when they don't need to. E-Division has been taken by Chess Bowl up to P5. Good running from the Ferrari boys currently. P1 and P5. E-Division a little bit offline, and Marisnello, current lead Williams driver, will be looking to make a move here as Marty getting himself up to P12 on these fresh mediums. Won't want to be hampered too much as E-Division and Chess Bowl on down to turn 27. Oh, Chess Bowl just losing traction and turning in to E-Division. Thankfully caused no damage there. And we saw that coming a while away, and this and NXR Clan has been finding himself in a situation like this far too many times, and end up with wing damage carrying on. Should have dived in the pits with a VSC out, and there's one or two that are taking advantage. Roy's jumped in. Chess Bowl, no. Italian hand gesture for speeding under the safety car. Roy's jumped in, Tasty spraying, and Wes all coming in for fresh tyres, fresh wings, whatever. Oh, Chess Bowl, no. And another one. You got 2 VSCs. What are you doing? Your stick doesn't even touch the ground, man. Oh, Chess Bowl. Keep your car slow. All these VSC. Ajay's got one. 2 for Chess Bowl. Remy's got one. Ajay's got one. Tasty's got one. Just learn to drive, lads. Come on. Come on, come on. So, VSC has ended. We're on lap 17 of 25. And that bit of middle carnage just does not end well for some NXR has got an absolutely fucked wing. Roy up to P12 on those fresh softs. Getting past Wesley. As we go down round turns 16 and 17. EU getting himself ahead of Chessbowl. He's got to go through and serve first of his drive-throughs. Remy's going through as well, serving his. And it's just such a rookie mistake. Marty getting himself up to P7 and he's gained a couple of easy places there. He'll be happy with that on these fresh mediums. And next down the road is Marisnello on those 9-lap hold hard tyres. Marty's 4.1 seconds. Let's keep an eye on gained a couple of 4 tenths in the place of a couple of corners. Absolutely flying, so it'll be interesting to see how his race unfolds. Clan having to serve his drive through. He hasn't had a wing change. He hasn't changed his wing, but he's gone fresh tyres, so weird there from Clan. He'll blame it on the game, I'm sure. Tasty Spray serving his drive through. Actually, he's just served his. So the grid has been completely mixed up after that VSC. And NXR just, yeah, I think a lot of that was down to him. Being very, very aggressive driving. And should just bide his time. There's plenty of time to go. So MFR leads the way. Our championship leader. Currently P1. Sakasaz 4.2 seconds behind. As Ajay making the move on Clan. Just before 16. Clan retaking the position. And I think he's giving it back to Ajay. I think they've had a little bit of a collision there, so good respect there from Clan as Marty takes provisional fastest lap with a 31.0. So it shows how he's absolutely flying on those fresh mediums. 2.7 seconds and Clan just did a purple. We've just seen that. He just caused a safety car on purpose, which you absolutely hate to see. And he will be punished for that, I'm sure. So let's see what everyone does then. I think if anything, everyone will go in for a set of softs. If anything, Marty may stay out on the mediums, but he might as well just go on those softs if everyone else does. Who is this NXR Clan Noodles? Need to have words with him or get rid, because he's just been terrible today. Not the sort of standard that we love to see. So we'll head back on Amigo and see what he does. You'll have to say he's going to have to go in for some softs here. Or even, no, it's definitely softs, and he does. Sakasaz will follow and jump for those softs too. No one get any stupid penalty for speeding. Take your time, lads. It is a safety car restart, of course. And give some mediums, Amigo. Interesting. Sakasaz going on the softs. It's basically going to be about 4 laps, maybe. As E Division carries on. So he's staying for track position. Interesting call. Same for Marisnello. Sakasaz coming out and will come out P4. Geordie's gone in for softs. Noodles has gone in for softs. Marty's pitting for softs as well. Weedheads goes in. Pits. Remy's going in the pits too. Getting off those hards. Chess Bowl is carried on. Staying for track position. I would have gone for softs if I was him. Roy's already on those softs, but I would have probably pit for fresh softs. Remy's coming out. Will come out P11. Wes is going in for some softs too. Ajay is carrying on. He's just pit for those mediums. And Tasty Spray will carry on as well. He's just pit for hards, but you might as well go for those softs. You'll get dropped like a sack of spuds. Interesting decision. The thing for MFR Amigo is he's got a buffer of the 2 drivers on those hard tyres behind him. So they're looking for track position. Interesting call. And the soft runners behind will be looking to try and get past them as quick as possible. An interesting call from Amigo. He's probably looking for a bit of security and making sure it's much higher life as possible as we get to the end. But there's going to be a 5-lap sprint at least after the safety car restart. So we've now got 14 drivers out of the 17. We've lost both Haas drivers. And Clan, yeah, he's going to get a good absolute slapping. And it's caught on stream, you naughty boy. We've got 20 or 25. We'll be going round again. We will have a 4-lap sprint to the end of the race. MFR Amigo will lead us away. Will be trying to jump in the pits, so it'll be a bit silly for them to do so now. Trying to maximise grid position, but they will be under threat from the restart. Sakasaz P4, Geordie P5. Absolutely brilliant showing from the Alpine driver, starting from P16. Noodles P6. Lose a bit of ground to Amigo. So the Mercedes guys will gain ground as it currently stands on the McLaren team and the constructors, with Martin now P7, Cheswell P8 staying on those hard tyres, and he's been on for 18 laps already, so he's going to be a sitting duck. Based on Hayes deciding on the mediums until the end. Going for P10, then gain of P11, actually 12, Wesley P13, and then Tasty Spray at the rear as we're coming round turn 13. It's hard to say how this is going to unfold. I'd probably have to say Amigo's got to be favourite. Although he's on the medium compound, he does have the buffer of EU and Maranello, unless Sakasaz, Geordie, Noodles and Marty can all time that run down to turn 1 perfectly. It's going to be difficult for him to not lose it. Sakasaz has to get past these two on the run down to turn 1. Based on Hayes disconnected, which won't help the guys behind him, who won't be able to make a move until the timer-line, and Space and Hayes will take his sweet FA time because of the AI will be in charge of the car. Safety car is in. Amigo will be leading us away for the first time this race. Safety car is heading into the pits. Amigo's holding that pack up as much as possible. He's going to go as late as possible. We'll have better traction. I think he's gone. He's gone. Off the corner. It's broken a little bit on EU and Maranello. Sakasaz will try and make that move as quick as possible on the inside of turn 1. And isn't close enough to make the move, and he'll be absolutely gutted. Spacer Hayes losing a couple of positions. His car is disconnected. Ajay just going offline and turning to Wesley had to avoid with extreme caution there, as Ajay went off track and went back on track offline. All drivers making it through. Cheswell losing position with those old tyres to Roy. And Spacer Hayes dropping down the grid now. He's not in his car, unfortunately, he's disconnected. The EU and Maranello still retaining the podium positions for now. Sakasaz taking a look, trying to look round the whole car, but Maranello's car looking absolutely wide. Like that would have been absolutely harsh. Following through right around the end of sector 2. Not close enough to make the move yet. Biding his time. MFR Amigo's just gone away. 2.5 seconds now. Broke free. Can Sakasaz make the move? Quite yet. He's looking the outside of turn 27. Martin making the move on his compatriot. who's stuck behind Geordie. And great move there from Marty. Noodles had nowhere to go. It's Geordie making the move on Maranello. Maranello's losing quite a few places on those hard tyres. I think everybody, even Noodles, making the move on the inside of turn 1. Very tight. Marty's lost a couple of places. Noodles making up to P5 for him. Marty getting caught offline. I think it's the same thing of where he's just nowhere to go. P6. B division still in P2. Will be under threat now from Sakasaz and Geordie. Chesbold has dropped back, and E division getting himself another penalty, which help his position on the grid. Side by side with Sakasaz, who's going to make the move on the outside turn 13, getting squeezed by E division. Great defence there from EU, and Geordie will be over the gearbox of Sakasaz. Noodles taking a quick look as well. 3 laps to go. Marty watching intent, but he of course does have that penalty as well, so will struggle to get himself on the podium today. Yellow flag. It's a Ferrari of Chesbold, who's lost it on 13. As Noodles getting past Geordie, so they're side by side, coming down to the rundown of turn 27. Geordie just ahead for now. DRS is open. Sakasaz up to P2, is he? EU runs wide, and all the cars bumping up. EU going really wide. Noodles getting himself up to P3. As the EU absolutely bombing it and getting himself back up to P3. Using all his DRS and squeezing Noodles in the exit of turn 2. Got a yellow flag, and who is that? Who is that? It's Tasty Spray and Wes. The dog is hurting me shin. The dog's hurting me shin. Coming out of turn 2 and 3, and I've lost quite a few places there. Sakasaz has managed to break free from and solidify potentially P2. E division leading the way on P3, but currently stands Noodles will take the podium position on penalties, so it doesn't necessarily need to force it. Geordie's dropped down to P6. Maranello currently running P7 on those hards. Roy's in for a challenge for this podium as well as Remy all the way down to P9. Anything can happen. We're on the penultimate lap, and anyone down to P9 can take his 3rd podium position. Depending on what happens, we'll move back further up as Noodles up to P3. EU to sitting duck as Marty follows him through. Will Geordie do the same as he follows Marty on the inside of 27? And Geordie now up to P5. Roy getting past Maranello. I don't think his teammate will hold him up too much. As Remy getting past Maranello as well. Marty getting past his compatriot up to P3. Geordie and Noodles side by side in turn 1. Geordie has to slot behind Noodles, almost taking the wing off EU. As Geordie now up to P4. On the final lap, side by side, Geordie squeezing Noodles, almost taking his wing off. That was brave from both drivers. Side by side going through the middle of sector 1 here. Round turn 9. Brilliant driving, you love to see it. Geordie just slightly offline and getting squeezed out by EU, who's up to P5. Noodles currently up to P4. And 1.5 seconds behind Marty. If they keep battling, this podium might still be Marty's. Maranello have got Remy for company. Remy's just slotted behind Maranello. Can't really get past. Noodles currently P4. But we're under threat from EU, and will EU just keep behind him? Because all the while they're battling, Marty will be pulling away and will have potentially P3. Noodles defending hard now. He's going to be under threat as Amiga comes around the final corner, but we'll just stick with Noodles and EU. EU looking on the outside of 27. Geordie on the inside of Noodles, which potentially could steal the podium as we do a run down to the line. MFR got P1, Stackers has P2, Marty currently P3, but Noodles steals it. P3, Johnny P4, steals podium position by 2 hundredths. Roy cuts P5 on penalties. Marisnelli P6 for the Williams. Marty P7 losing it on penalties. Remy P8. EU P9 with his penalty. Adji P10. Tasty Spray P11. Wesley P12. Chessbull coming down to the line to take P13. And Spacer Hayes' car is he's not even in it. Oh, great racing right to the line there. And Noodles just pipping Jordan to the podium. You love to see it. You love to see it. You love to see it. The Ferrari driver extending his lead at the top of the championship on the top step. As Amigo comes from P3 on the grid to take the win. And the fastest up with a 30.4. Sakasaz on the second step has to settle for P2, but great racing from him. And Noodles getting himself P3, second podium of the week in succession. Getting himself just ahead of Geordie. I give driver of the day coming from P16 up to P4, almost getting the podium. Roy P5, great showing from him. Marisnelli P6, P7 for Marty. So close, but just his strategy didn't play out to how the race unfolded. Remy P8 from P13, EU Division P9, just too many penalties for him, but great racing and defending right to the end. Ajay P10, Tasty Spray 11, Wesley P12, P13 for Chessbowl, Space on Hayes for 14, and then Clan, Beast Modus, and Dragon Tears all DNFing. Woo! What a race we had there, boys and gals. And we've got another one again for you next week if we can get it on stream for you. And it will be race 8 at the Hungara Ring in Hungary. And if you like watching this stream, join us again on Wednesday evening for Lights Out League Racing on Wednesday at 8 p.m. where we are at Vegas. But for now, this is Lights Out League Racing. Yeah, congratulations, Remy P8. I'd be happy with that too. Solid performance, mate. But for now, this is Lights Out League Racing hosting the Max Verstappen division. My name is Alex. Peace out.